farmers, and welcome back to Elm Creek. We are in the first day of May, and like always, I'm learning things in between episodes. So let's go over a few things. The first thing I want to talk about, because I just realized it a little while ago, the loan interest. If I go to my money page and scrolling down, it's like, boy, the loan interest should only be, well, it should have only been at the time $12,000 because my loan was $3 million. Should have been like $12,000 per night, but it's charging me $25,000. They're showing me the totals for the entire month, and since I'm playing 2 days a month, that would equal $25,000. So if you left comments in the last episode, I'm recording this before the episode goes live, so yeah. But either way, I learned my lesson, but now our interest rate is going up because our loan is at $4 million, and it probably will be at it's going to be $5 million at some point, but not today. Not today. So that's step one. I've been watching some videos on how to take care of your fields. I know it sounds kind of stupid since I've been playing Farming Simulator since 13, because a lot of you said I need to cultivate my fields. Technically, I do not, because we have a self-drilled, what's the word I'm looking for? Let me go in here and show you why we don't need to. If I come in here, a direct drill. Sorry, it's direct drill. So it even shows in here with the direct drill, apply this process saves you one step, cultivating. You can also use the direct seed machine to save some time, but this is where the downfall of the direct drill comes in, and somebody did mention in the comments before, this creates weeds faster than cultivating the ground beforehand. Now, I know some people say, see, that's why you should cultivate it. You won't get weeds. That's not what it says. It says this creates weeds faster. Cultivating doesn't mean it's going to get rid of the weeds completely. So do I need to actually cultivate my fields? No. Cultivating does not actually add yield to the fields at all. I did watch Mr. Sealy P's videos on it just to make sure. But cultivating does not add yield to the fields. What will add yield to the fields is it in here? I don't know where it is. Using a mulcher. So if I mulch, so after we harvest the wheat, there will be like little stubbles in each one. If I mulch the field, I should get an extra 5%. But watching Mr. Sealy P's video on the test he did not get anywhere near 5%. I think he got like 2%. So I'm trying to figure out 2%. Is it worth my money to buy a mulcher? Time to do it to get an extra 2%? Probably not. But we definitely will be putting down next time we plant, we'll definitely be fertilizing, lime, and then seeding. And another thing I saw in the video, which he was kind of confused on as I was as well, with a direct drill, which is what we have, it was kind of interesting. He was seeding without fertilizer in the direct drill, and it was giving a stage of fertilization into it. So he thought in the test video, like I thought, I'm like, well, if you put fertilizer in the direct drill, then you're going to get both stages. No, you don't. So next time we seed, I am going to seed with no fertilizer in our direct drill and see if I get a stage of fertilization. I'm thinking that's a bug. Believe it or not, there might be a bug in Farming Simulator 22 to where when you plant with a direct drill without fertilizer, the game is just thinking, well, it's a direct drill, it can have fertilizer in it, so it just puts a stage of fertilization down in the field. I can't believe there's a bug in Farming Simulator 22. It doesn't seem right. So that being said, so next time we're going to take care of the fields correctly, like I said. The only thing it needs is lime. It doesn't need to be plowed or anything like that. I also learned that there's two types of cultivators in the game now. There's what do they call it? Actually, there's one for sale. Oh, there's a trailer came up for sale. There's a cultivator on for sale. There's shallow cultivators and deep cultivators. Do they actually call them deep cultivators? What do they actually call them here? Okay, it's just called a regular cultivator, I guess. So you got regular cultivators. You can see it just says the cultivator prepares fields. Cultivator prepares fields. Shallow cultivators are used for shallow cultivation, or seed bed creation of fields. So what happens, so like what's the difference? If you use a shallow cultivator, so if you want to cultivate a field, if you use a shallow one, it will chop up like the straw and stuff on top. But what it won't do is it doesn't go deep enough to bring up stones/rocks. And there's a difference between stones and rocks, as I found out. If you use a regular cultivator, you're going to get stones. If you use a plow, so if you use a plow, you don't get stones. I'm trying to remember this by in my head from watching the video. So if you use this regular plow in a field, you won't get stones. If you use a subsoiler, like what we have and have used, you will get stones. If you use a, what do they call them? No, not plow. Disc harrow. Is it disc harrows? I don't think it's a disc harrow. Nope. Sorry. Hang on. Spaders. That's what. Okay. Spaders. Spaders go deeper than subsoilers. You won't get just stones. You're gonna get rocks, man. You're gonna get rocks. So learned a lot on that. More than I don't want to say they made it more complicated. They made it more real life like, which is what I like. Anyway, so what are we doing today? Well, it's May 1st. Things are going along rather well. The chickens that we put down here, this is Stevie's chicken coop mod that we got going here. They started finally producing some eggs, so they're doing well. We got actually 16 pieces going, and nothing reproduced yet in here because they're all too young. Over here, we still have a good amount of chickens in here, as we had last episode. They're getting ready to produce probably 50 more chickens, I do believe. So overall, we're doing good. The lettuce is doing what lettuce does. And I do realize we can do any kind of crop in here. I just got it on lettuce just because it makes it more simplified to start with. But I got plenty of lettuce here. The price of lettuce right now today is not good. And I agree with everyone else. The economy page, I'm not really going by... let's go up to the chart here. I'm not really going by... This is fine. We'll go by that. But showing this fluctuation chart, I don't know. This is like hit or miss. I have no idea. I wouldn't really go by that. I'll just check prices every day if you got stuff to sell. If it looks like a good price, sell it. That's where we are. I did go around and I did a fertilizing contract. The one thing I was doing last episode, I was clicking on multiple contracts at once, thinking I'm still in Farming Simulator 19 where I can do multiple contracts. I got that mod. But in this mod here, I don't want to do it because we are going to be doing a contract today. So like if you take a contract, which I did, we're going to be doing a cultivating contract where I borrowed the items. But if I click on another contract, I'm like, oh, I want to do this one too. It eliminates the one that you already have active and it deletes it. And then it activates the one you clicked on. I'll show you after we do the cultivating job in field 56 because I want to test something else out today that someone said kind of works out. What I need to do today, what we're going to start off with, we're going to teleport up to the store. And we got the Landini with our sprayer. I've emptied out the herbicide. Now I was going to get fertilizer for our olive trees / bushes. And then I remembered I have this up here where I bought the fertilizer. And I'm like, so I went to the store page. If you remember last episode, I accidentally bought, where is it here? It might be under pallets. I think I bought this top liquid fertilizer right here. And I was like, oh no, I bought it. What am I going to do with it? Then I was coming up here. I'm like, wait a minute. Will this take it? Is that considered because it says liquid fertilizer? If I go up here, it says refill sprayer. And look at that. I can use that fertilizer I accidentally bought, which is just perfect. So I don't have to, I mean, there's no returns, I guess, but we'll go ahead and use it. Fill this on up. And we're going to go down and spray our olive trees and take care of them. I do have to buy a mulcher for the olive trees still, but I'm going to wait and see. Hopefully maybe something will come up for sale. That's what we're kind of waiting for, mostly for sale. Oh yeah, and while I was on animals for a second there, the sheep. In one more month, reproduction should be done. Now we do have 8 sheep, so I don't know if I'm going to get 8 more sheep, or am I going to get like 6, 5, 4? Are they all reproducing? I have no idea. But if we can double the sheep, the better, because the wool's coming in kind of slow, but in the long run, it will pay off. All right, so let's get some farming work done. How about that? How about we actually go down and take care of our olive bushes / trees? I guess they do call them trees, but I hate calling them trees when they're about, the same height as I am. But it is, it is. I'll just call them trees from now on because bushes doesn't sound right either. So we'll just call them olive trees. So we'll come on down here. Yeah, so the only question I have with the olive trees where they're planted, I hope, because usually for spreading lime on a field, usually after 3 harvests, you have to put lime down. So I'm hoping, I don't know how it would work, but after 3 harvests of the olive trees, if I got to put lime down, I'm not sure how that works. Or it just doesn't take effect on olive trees and grapes as well. Now, because we've harvested some of these trees, all the fertilization is gone on some of them. Some of them have like 50%, and the newer ones, yeah, it's just a mixed bag of everything. So we're just going to go down every row and take care of all of them. And I'm hitting the wrong button. I turned off my beacon. That's not the right button either, Peanuts. Like your first time using your Saytech side panel over here. I do love this sprayer. It's kind of neat. I used it once in another game that I never put on the channel because it just, I don't know, that game, I forgot what it's called. Came out a couple years ago and didn't really take off either. There was a lot of problems with it as far as I was concerned. I can't think of the name of the game right now, but wait, so if I already sprayed, I can skip a row, right? Because these... Is that not working? Or is it not giving it enough fertilizer? These are... If I go... How does it show here? If I go into here... And... Nope, you go... Oh, better turn wheat back on, because that'll drive me nuts later. Oh, it's field 56. We're down here. Is it actually working? Alright, I'm just going to go down each row because I got plenty of it. It's not a big deal. Now I'm kind of spraying this. Maybe you got to spray both sides of the tree to get up to 50%. So it's not like you can go down one row and you get in both rows on each side and skip a row because you don't have to. I'm guessing you got to do both sides of the tree to get it up to 50%. Trial and error. That's where I'm at. Yeah, so now these trees are at 50%-ish. So yeah, skipping a row is not an ideal thing. And then what I'll have to do is I'll have to come back and get that first row and do the other side. Got to start making some money in this farm. Especially after I borrow another $1 million, because you know it's going to happen. Because there's still some things I need to buy, and paying, I think I'm up to almost $15,000 a night on loan interest. That money's going to dwindle down rather quick. But we'll be fine. Once the chickens really get going, once we get more sheep and start making some wool, we can make fabric and make clothing. We're going to have the grain mills up and going. Yeah, we'll be making some money. Just gonna be rough for a little bit. Speaking of rough, that was a rough turn. Hopefully I'm not missing a row here and there. I thought about doing the mulching today, but I don't think the grass down by the base of the trees is tall enough yet. So because we don't harvest these until October. So I think I want to wait until maybe like August before I mulch the grass around them. That's what I'm just thinking of anyways. I don't know what it is to say about Farming Simulator 22, but for me, every once in a while, it gets a little choppy and laggy, so hopefully it doesn't show up in the videos. Not too sure why that is. The good news here with this this sprayer or fertilizer, I'm hardly going through any of it at all. But each year, we're going to expand and expand and expand on these olive trees and just get more. I'm not going to be doing grapes on this Let's Play at all. We're just going to be focusing on the olives. Right now I'm just really trying to stay focused on what row I was in. So the reason why I'm doing a cultivating job and I borrowed the items, well, one, I didn't have the items to do the cultivating job to begin with. But two, a couple people have said it seems like if you lease or use equipment on contracts, The next day or the day after, usually can find them in the secondhand or used category in the shop. So I found a contract that had a New Holland, and it looked like a T8, so I took that one, and it's actually a T7. But what we're going to do is, obviously, we're going to do the contracting job, complete it, send it back to the store, and we'll skip a day and see if the next day, if the T7 and the cultivator are in the shop. But a couple people have said that could be just coincidence, but I mean, you look at, we bought that Breedle spreader, the modded Breedle spreader from Stevie, and the next day that was in the shop. I think it happened on the subsoiler as well, where I bought it, and the next day it was in the used department. It's like the game's trolling you. It's like, I know you just bought this, so here's one for sale if you want. It's like, why would I want two right now? Come on, game. That's not cool. Oh, and also I should mention the one mistake I was doing before I started recording. I had herbicide still in this tank, so I was trying to hit Control I to unload it, and it's not Control I to unload it. I just had to hit I to unload it. It kept telling me, it says, you can't unload here. I'm like, don't tell me I have to buy another sprayer because I got herbicide in it, and now I want to use fertilizer, and if I can't unload it, I got to buy two of them? Nope, just had to hit the right key. That's all. So the good thing I saw just a little second there ago, because I did a test of putting lime down in this field, now I got the olive trees down. When I go spray with fertilizer, it's going to eliminate the lime. So eventually I'll buy this field with sunflower in it because it's just driving me nuts. Like I said, we will be boring another $1 million, I know. Because I do want to get into the cows at some point. But the cow barn we're going with the big one. It's going to cost $750,000. Because I do want to try out the robotic feeding system and have it all go. The question is, I'm just not sure if I'm quite ready for cows. What I'm waiting for is actually the baling wrapper to come up for sale in the used department. Or I'll just wait for Stevie to create his modded one. And I may go into the XML file and edit how fast it wraps the bales too, because I did that in 19 and it did work out that much better for me. Oh, and I did get an email back from Epideth about the no handcuffs mod for the placeable production buildings, and that is a public link. So hopefully I remember to put it in the link in the last episode. So if you want to get it, and what that does is, in case you didn't see it, it allows you on the placeable production buildings to put 5 times more in for storage, and it produces at a rate 5 times faster than the base game. And we haven't, well, the only thing we've been running is the oil facility. We put sunflowers, and of course we put in some olives. And I got a crate. That's what we got so far. We got a crate. But I am waiting for the day for the lettuce to get up there in price so I can start delivering. It's going to be a lot of deliveries. I am looking for a bigger trailer. I'm actually thinking about, if I take out, I may actually even take out $2 million more. I know, go up to $6 million. Because the cow barn is going to be $750,000. And that's, yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. But I may get ourselves a truck and a low loading trailer, so I can put a lot more crates on that. Hopefully you can put crates on that. That'd be nice. That way I can put a whole bunch of lettuce on there and go deliver it. All right, a few more passes here, and oops, it doesn't help when you run into the olive trees. Definitely not going to get down here with the John Deere. But I had this thing full, and I've done a decent amount of rows here, and I've hardly used any fertilizer whatsoever. Like I said, hopefully this season we're going to be doing things right now. The wheat fields, yeah, that was done last season. Nothing to do about that. Weed protection, can't really do much about it currently. I don't have any tractors that can take narrow tires. So taking care of second stage weeds is not an option. There we go. Make sure I get close enough to make sure I get these trees up to 50%. Now, I didn't put these trees in square as we can see either, but it's fine. It's all good. All right. Now let's get this last row up here on the other side of the trees. I think I'm missing the beginning of the rows, but I'll have to do better next time. Because I keep thinking that it's going to spray out behind the machine, but it's actually coming out between where the fan and the tank is, which makes perfect sense. You just got to get used to it, I guess. Now I'm just curious. I think if I look back on this page here, if I get rid of... So I'm guessing where the red stripes, if I get rid of plowing, you can kind of see like the bottom half. I think those are fully fertilized and the ones up here are not. Yeah, the plowing area is kind of showing there because my guess is that's where the trees are, and I can't get to where the trees are. I can't plow that, so that's always going to be red there. But overall, I think we're doing much better on the olives already. Just got to get a mulcher and mulch them, like I said, probably, I don't know, like I said, in August, because we'll be harvesting them in October. So we'll harvest them in August, and that should be good enough. I know you guys, some people have said I should have mulched first, then subsoiled. But we got the subsoiler then, well, we haven't mulched yet. But we will at some point here. Yes, we will be getting some more sheds here in the future, but I'm kind of like waiting for some more mods to come out. There have been some mods on the sheds, but I don't want to say I'm looking for something different. It's kind of hard to say you're looking for something different on sheds because, I mean, sheds have been done over and over and over again, but you know, I'm looking for something to catch my eye, but if not, eventually we'll put down some sheds. Let's go ahead and let's do this cultivating job. Let's zoom on out here. Let's come on up here, hop into this T7. Like I said, this is all borrowed. I don't know if it's considered lease, but one person said, yeah, return items that you lease will sometimes, or they said most of the time, in a day or two come up in the used category on the shop. And someone said, yeah, used, or not used, sorry, leased or borrowed items in contracts will come up in the used shop. So the cultivator, that's fine. The T7 would be kind of interesting. Like I said, I am kind of looking for a second tractor, but I'm kind of torn because, like I said, I'd like to get a second tractor. One, so on the first tractor, like let's just say the John Deere, because that's what we got. I can hire a worker for the John Deere to do work. The problem is, on hard economy, the worker costs a lot of cash. As I found out doing the plowing job in episode like 2 or 3, whatever it was, I hired a worker to do a contract, and the worker was going to cost me more than what the contract was going to pay me to do it. So, you know, it wasn't really worth it. So this must be a shallow cultivator because I don't see any rocks coming up behind us. Oops, let's kind of do a proper job here. I probably should have checked to see if a T7, but it doesn't matter because I just wanted to. I got to use I haven't used a New Holland in a while. It seems like it's been a long time since I used a New Holland because I don't have a New Holland on Griffin, Indiana. And right here, we're really going with a John Deere theme a little bit. But like I said, if a T8 comes up for sale, I probably will get it because I do like the looks of the New Hollands in Farming Simulator 22. Let's face it, I don't think it matters what they would look like. I think it's like I said, if you're kind of new to the channel and you're like, what's the deal with him and the T8s? My first Farming Simulator series I played was in Farming Simulator 13, and it was a New Holland T8. I went ahead and bought my first tractor, which took up all my money, basically. It's like day one, and I'm like, the reason why I chose that because a farmer around where I was had at the time a New Holland, And I think he had a T7, okay, which is what we're in. But I wanted the T8 because I wanted bigger. Bigger is better, right? That's what some people say. Oh, I do got some rocks. Okay, some rocks are showing up. So this is not a shallow cultivator. This is just a quote-unquote cultivator. Because I am seeing rocks show up. So I didn't know until I was watching Mr. Sealy P. He put out 2 episodes a while ago on field work and the difference. And he went through quite a bit of work, and I thank him for doing that. For someone like me, I just don't have the time to do that currently. So watching 2 half-hour videos of his on field work and what he's finding out, it's kind of interesting. Now, like I said, I think the direct drill with the bug of planting with no fertilizer in the tank and actually giving you a stage of fertilization, I'm going to guess that's a bug. We'll have to wait and see. Oh, he did the test also. I can't believe he mentioned it. I think I mentioned it last episode. It's like, well, technically, if you fertilize a field and then you go plant in a field with a direct drill that does fertilizer, technically you are changing the state of the field because you're putting the seed down first and then the fertilizer and the drill. But in 19 and in previous episodes of Farming Simulator, that didn't count. So he actually did that test because he talked about it as well, and he goes, we still can't do it. So basically what we're going to do here this summer, after we harvest the wheat, we're going to put a stage of fertilizer down, and then I'll lime the fields, and then when I go plant with the drill, that should be a second stage. That should work. But I was kind of interested when someone made a comment a while ago. I think it was when I was actually seeding the fields with wheat. So whatever episode that was, and they said, you do realize by doing it with a direct drill, weeds will grow faster. And I was like, what? Okay, that's something new. And yeah, it says right there, the weeds will sprout up faster. Yep, we are getting a good amount of stone here. Yeah, and I didn't realize there were different sizes of stones and rocks and all that. So it'll be interesting to see if someone does a test of to where do stones, which are smaller than rocks as I call them, but stones, I think Farmer Klein, like I mentioned, did an episode on is it worth it for doing stones. It didn't do much damage on the field test that he did, but the field he tested was probably maybe 60 to 70% this size. And it didn't really cause that much damage to his cedar at all. Did it cause damage? Yes. Did it cause a lot to where do you want to spend time going around picking up rocks all the time? That's up, that's up to each individual. But the question is, I would have now is, do the stones, when you use a spader, you're going to get bigger stones coming up, which I would call rocks. I'm guessing the rocks would cause more damage than what the stones do. I don't know. A lot of testing to be done. Like I said, Farming Simulator 22 has definitely come up with a lot of new ways to do things, and it's more realistic, I would say. But there's more to it now than it used to be, for sure. Like I said before, in previous editions, before when I was trying to spread lime down in the field, in 19 didn't matter. You could have planted, the crops could have been one stage away from harvesting. You could go out there with the lime spreader, put lime down, and it's fine. It would have counted as putting lime down. It would have been good to go. But now, as we know in 22, you cannot do that. Alright, so this is going to take me a while to get this field done, which is fine. I'm going to get paid not a whole lot, because I did borrow the items. So I may be only getting paid like $800 to do this. But I'm kind of hoping after I get this job done, like I said, we're going to go ahead. I'm just going to double check on the animal before I go to bed. But we'll make sure that they're good to go, and we're going to sleep through and see what comes up for sale in the store tomorrow for used items. I'll be kind of curious if a T7 and this cultivator comes up for sale. We'll see. I will see you probably in, this will probably take me a good, I'm going to say actually half an hour to do. So, well, for me, it's a half hour. For you, a little change of the screen, and we're there. Not quite a half an hour for me, I don't think, so it's going along rather well. I did think about checking the contract page, and I did. We're going to try, there is a contract out there I'm going to do about seeding in a field with our drill and no fertilizer in it, and we'll see if we get a stage of fertilization down with a drill. So we'll see if that works. That'll be our next step. I just gotta make sure I take the fertilizer out of it. It's a small field, so it won't take that long to do either. It'll be a quick test to see do we actually still get a stage of fertilization down without actually having fertilizer in our drill. Kind of interesting to see. Should be getting a notification up here pretty soon that we're done. I don't know how much in Farming Simulator 22, how much of the field we have to get done. I'm guessing still the 95 percentile, like it has been for a while. The only job contract I completed was a fertilizing job I did, and I did that field in like 20 seconds. Alright, still not done. Alright, so we'll get the last row done. At that rate, I might as well get the whole thing done, right? Something very satisfying about cultivating in wither crop just to get rid of it. Now, I did think about, before I started recording today, and I saw that cultivator in the store for used equipment, I was like, well, if I get that, I could do cultivating jobs and get paid to do cultivating jobs. The problem is, I'd be using my equipment and my tractor, and as we saw how much it costs to repair things, I'm not sure I want to do that, so we shall see. Did I miss that the contract was complete somewhere? Because I thought that would have come up by now. Either I missed it, or I'm not too sure. I'll get this last strip done. Maybe it came up sooner than I thought it did, and I just wasn't paying attention for it yet. Also, if you look at the engine hours on this tractor that we are borrowing for the contract, it has 45 hours on it. And we'll jump out of the tractor here. Let's go in here. Is it done? It's completed. All right. Yeah, I'm getting paid $776 because $888 to borrow it. But we'll collect on that. Thank you. And now I'm going to go on down to here. And where is it? Nope. Is it this one right here? Sorghum. I can plant sorghum with our stuff. Field 49. Now, before I do that, I'm going to show you something here. So, ooh, that's a nice sorghum for almost $10,000. Hey, I'll keep that one there. Soybeans. Let's do something I won't do. Spraying. So I'm going to accept this contract. I'm not going to borrow it. So that's going to come up here. Field 29. It says it's active, and I got so used to Farming Simulator 19 where I could do multiple contracts, I was just automatically clicking. If I come down here and click Field 22 and accept contract, I go up here. Oh, now it shows it. Why is it doing that now? I can take multiple contracts. Before, when I was doing it, they were disappearing. Now, I think someone else said that way back in like episode 2 or 3 where contracts, you would accept a contract, it would disappear. So you can do multiple contracts. Just that some of them are just disappearing for unknown reasons. All right, I'm trying to show you something, and it backfired on me. All right, let's go ahead, and we're going to accept this contract, Field 49. Hopefully it comes up here. Field 49, sowing. All right, first thing I need to do is I have no idea where field number 49 is. There's 50 right here. All right, so if I go up, how do I get to there? I think I got it. All right, let's jump into our John Deere. Let's back up to our drill, our direct drill. And I'm going to empty out the fertilizer and seed up there because I'm going to put it back in to see, do my own test, if you will. And there's that. I got to get used to the symbols here. That should be sorghum right there. All right, let's roll out. I am kind of curious because we've used this drill and I haven't repaired it yet. Let me roll up to here. Do I even want to know how much it would be to repair this? I'm not going to repair it now, but I just want to see what the cost is. Just 1,000, which is not bad. The John Deere already is up to 367, and I haven't done nothing with it. Pretty much have not done a darn thing with it. Alright, I'll meet you up at field 49. We'll empty out the drill and only refill it with seed. And we'll see if it actually adds a stage of fertilization. Hopefully it works on a contract job. Well, it looks like I did go through a little bit of a stream here. And field 49 is the one right over there. Let me go ahead and unload all this stuff here. Alright, so we just want the seed. So come over here and grab, this should be just the seed right here. Yep, just the seed. Now if we go in here, okay, field 49. We need to come over to, let's get rid of plowing. Oh, it's fully fertilized. So that's not going to do my test any good. Alright, let me just look at some things here. Alright, take number 2. We're going to be planting some soybeans in field number 55, flashing over here. Let's go up to this page here. Field 55 has no fertilizer whatsoever in the field, pure blank. And as you look at my drill, there is no fertilizer in the drill either. So let's lower that down and let's see, because I mean, I saw Mr. CLP do it himself, and he was kind of baffled at first by it, but all right, let's go ahead and turn it on. Oh, there are stones here, so I'm going to get a little bit more damage on my drill, but, you know, testing purposes. All right, so now we go to here. Oh, it's not showing it. All right, so it's not doing it for me, but it did it for him. And as far as I know, the day I'm recording this, there have been no updates to the game, so that's kind of interesting. Does it add fertilizer down on a contract? That is the next step. Let's see if it does. Since I'm doing a contract, I'm not getting paid to put fertilizer down. Maybe it won't actually add fertilizer to the field. Okay, I am using fertilizer. Well, then forget what I said, because in my test, it doesn't work that way. So, yeah, I don't know when he did his test. He may have gotten early access to Farming Simulator, which I'm pretty sure he might have. So, maybe he did the test before the game went live and there was an update before it. But I know one thing, I am not going to be planting the rest of this field for what little money I'm getting for it with stones into it. So I'm just going to go ahead and cancel that out. So maybe I'll just take this whole system out because, yeah, it didn't do what it said I thought it was going to do. We'll cancel that out. We are good. I'm going to drive back home, and what we're going to do now is we're going to sleep through the day and the night, and it'll be interesting to see what we got in the store. That's not the cultivator right there. That's the one that was there before we started. But I'll be interested to see tomorrow if the T7 or the cultivator that was there is up for sale. The difference is this is a shallow cultivator. We did not use a shallow cultivator because we were getting stones, so we should be able to tell the difference. Now we're not far from the farm, so we're just going to go cut across here. Check make sure the train's not coming. Let's drive over this. That is my herbicide tank for the sprayer for the olives. I dumped it there. Tell you what I'm going to do now, because I got the pressure wash. I'm going to park this over here and I'll wash it later on. Alright, I just want to double check on the animals before anything. The sheep got plenty of food. These chickens are fine. These chickens are fine. Everything is fine. Everything is good to go. Except for my bank account, because we're going to lose about $16,000 overnight. Let's see what's for sale tomorrow in the store. Yep, sleep to 8 o'clock. That's fine. And before you know it, the sun will rise. So shall we. So I am paying pretty close to $17,000 a day in loan interest. It hurts and it's going to get worse. Let's go to the store page. And what do we got? Well, we still got that cultivator that was here from yesterday, along with the trailer, the drill. Now, they did say it may take a day or two. So we'll have to keep our eye on it next episode. But while I'm doing this, I'm going to check here for contracts, what I can do. Baling contracts, I'm getting interested in that. For sure. Cultivating jobs, no. Fertilizing jobs, yes. Definitely go ahead and accept that. Hopefully it doesn't disappear. No, it's up there. Take them all. So he says. Hopefully that one up there doesn't disappear. Nope, that's cultivating. I'll take them all. Your farm already has an active contract. I should have plenty of them. I got 3 of them. Alright, so it looks like you only take up to 3 contracts then. I mean, that's better than it used to be. I mean, in 19, we do have a mod, and probably someone will come up with a mod where you can take as many contracts as you want. I'll get them on done. How are these chickens doing over here? Yep, they're starting to really push out some eggs here. 52 liters of eggs here. And we got 1,400, almost 2,800 liters of eggs here, which is great. And the lettuce is just, how's the water doing? Plenty of water, and I got plenty of storage in there for lettuce. I need to sell that at some point. Hopefully today is the day I can sell it as well. Let's get rid of that page here. Well, 1,213 at the fast food restaurant. That is not bad. So I'll probably be selling some lettuce. Then once my trailer is free, I can come up to the sheep pasture, get rid of those logs and limbs I had up there, and start bringing in some cash. That is for darn sure. But I think that's what we're going to wrap it up for today, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always. I'll catch you again right here in Elm Creek. But until then, have a good one.